All right, welcome to another episode of Expand Your Brand. We are still back on Zoom. I'm still not doing great with the stomach issues, so I think we'll be back. We'll be back there coming up soon in the next coming up episodes for sure. But I think just with everything and being kind of having busy schedules too, and being able not be able to tie, so we're on Zoom. So nothing wrong with being on Zoom. So Austin, good to see you. How was your
Yeah,
weekend? How
you
was your
too.
Memorial Day weekend?
Weekend was good. Weekend was busy. The weather was great, thank God. So, yeah, it was enjoyable. It was like I said, it was busy, so still tired, still trying to catch up, but it's all good. It's what it's
Yeah.
meant for.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I love those 3-day weekends. The only thing that happens is they just fly by too quickly. That's the most unfortunate part. I feel like they go by in a heart, like in a flash of an eye.
Yep, and then Tuesday hit you like a brick wall.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Brutal.
Yeah, it's terrible. Uh, but we got no guests today. It's just you and I on this episode. We do have some great guests coming up, and we'll kind of jump into that at the end of the episode. But we got to
Oh
talk
yeah.
about the Celtics. We touched base on it last episode. We'll start with the episode with this one, and then we'll jump into Charles Schwab. But I want to talk about the Celtics. I think last time we talked, you said don't, in your mind was saying like, a little birdie, little voice in your head or birdie in your brain was telling you don't count them out, like they could come back
Yeah.
from 3-0, which they did. They tied up the series, but then they absolutely laid an egg last night.
Oh my God, it was a debacle. They just everything from the get, they were just not on the same page, not hustling. It was just brutal. I fell asleep at halftime, thank God, but um, I would have been pissed at myself if I stayed up the other hour and a half and watched the end of that game.
Oh, yeah. It's troublesome. Tough to watch. Yeah, you shoot 21%. I mean, Tatum goes down in like the first like literally like 30 seconds of the game.
Yeah,
And he kind of, he wasn't playing very well and was just holding on to the ankle, was grimacing a lot. And it was just a tough game. Jaylen Brown did not have a great game. Derek White looked like the only one that really win the game for them in the second half and try to will them back. But it's tough when one star player goes down and another star player basically can't dribble a basketball. So I don't know.
man, tries to do way too much. I think uh, I think this offseason is going to be pretty interesting. I don't see how they really keep Jaylen Brown. I think they're going to build around Tatum, and I don't know. I was at the gym this morning, and maybe a Damian Lillard sighting in Boston or something along those lines. Bradley Beal. We were kind of talking about that, which would be pretty cool. I mean, I think trying to keep Robert Williams and trying to keep Tatum and probably Marcus Smart, I think would be super good, and then trying to build around them with Brogdon on the bench and stuff. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's tough. It was the thing that kills me with this team is there was no killer instinct, I guess, in the sense of like
Yeah,
anytime they had a big lead, they couldn't hold on to it. Like Friday, as crazy as the ending was, and like they were able to win that game with Derek White, which was or Saturday,
yeah,
it was nuts. And then, but like they had a 10-point lead with 3 minutes left to go, but they get. And I was watching it with my Greg, who made our logo show, Greg, but like I was watching it with Greg and I'm like, they have to just keep playing basketball. There is so much time
yeah.
left on the clock that they look like they want to play four corners with
Right, right.
like a 24-second shot. It just didn't look good. And then they just like then I've seen it like they just faltered out so many times and stumbled upon them, like just stumbled over themselves. And I think you're right. I don't think they keep Jaylen Brown, unfortunately, but I think that experiment between him and Jason Tatum is over with. And I think they
Yeah,
really need a veteran guy who is like can be a shooter. They need like some kind of veteran presence that kind of like get them back, like a team that kind of gets lackadaisical at times when they have leads to kind of like wake them up a little bit. I'd like to see them get a couple more like knockdown shooters like a Duncan Robinson or something like that. Like how like
yeah,
Miami has Duncan, like a guy that that's that's automatic when at least when he lets go, except for Duncan missed those two big shots on Saturday. But
Yeah.
like still, it's still like a deep threat. Like I know White is pretty good and Brogdon was injured, so but I don't know. It was tough. It was tough to watch.
Yeah, I feel like they are close, Like obviously they made it to the NBA finals last year. Went 7 games, came back against a Heat team that is just gritty. Like they just get after it and they'll wear you down by just being physical and playing tough D and being gritty, which I'm kind of rooting for the Heat to win and to beat the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets have the best team, obviously, but it's always good to root for the underdog. And but yeah, the Celtics are just I don't know, and I don't know if it's I think that people are getting on Missoula a little too early because he took over not the best situation at the beginning of the year
Yeah,
and really, really enhanced their growth and made it kind of like a seamless transition. But at the end of the game, I think he does try and tend to like hold it back and try and run the clock where that's not how you got there, right? That's not
right,
how you got that 10-point lead with 3 minutes left. So why I never understood, especially with a shot clock, like doesn't matter. What are you gonna save 5 seconds
right.
and get a worse shot? Like it doesn't really make too much sense. So I hope this offseason they do some moves. I think if Damian Lillard could come to Boston with uh with Tatum, Rob Williams, and if they can keep Marcus Smart somehow, I think that'd be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I think him or Beal would be an amazing like addition to the team. I think it just will take. I think Dame has that is a killer instinct like kind of guy and has that like
Yeah,
mentality where he won't give up. And then I
right.
also think Bradley Beal being with Jason Tatum, I think that would be like the best thing for Jason Tatum too because they grew
Yeah,
up together, they played together, like they've known each other for years. They both grew up in St. Louis, so I think having those two guys, either like a situation with either one would be awesome. Like I said, I
yeah,
still want to see a veteran presence. Um, Missoula, I don't know. I like you said, he did a great job, like seamlessly getting him, like having one of the best records in the NBA. I think sometimes he kind of lets. There was no. I just didn't see a lot of offense ran by them. I think
yeah,
that's the only thing
yeah,
that kind of was a little frustrating. Or even if Miami went to a zone, it would have been nice to see him take maybe a timeout to kind of drop some kind of offense to get out of the zone, like to make them break out of the zone. What if it's just like a quick,
yeah,
break it down the middle or a guy cutting baseline and dishing it back, like something like simple like high school play. I don't know, just something simple
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I don't. It was just tough to watch because they just had no movement and it looked like I felt like once Tatum went down, the energy was just kind of gone. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But that's what happened in the finals last year too.
Yeah,
They got out of playing team basketball when they're moving the ball and everyone's shooting, everyone's like being athletic, making moves to the rim, kicking out, getting second chance opportunities. They're almost unbeatable. Like they're
right.
so fun to watch. They're high energy. But then when they just get stagnant and get complacent, that's when they just look awful. They turn the ball over, they're tripping over themselves. They look like the bad news bears and it just like they need to play team basketball. I mean, it's pretty obvious to see. It's two completely different teams.
It's a team that we didn't see all season. Like last year, it was like at the beginning of the season, they looked like crap. Then they clicked, and then when they got to the finals, it was like we saw the highlights of that again. And then for some
Yeah.
reason, whenever it comes to like, and it's not against Atlanta, didn't happen against Atlanta. It happened against the Sixers, and it happened against Miami. It's like they revert back to one-on-one basketball, no ball movement. Everyone watch Tatum, everyone watch Brown and just see what happens kind of type of offense instead of let's move the basketball around the horn until we find the best shot for whatever guy. And it's tough. It was tough. It's tough basketball to watch.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown takes 3 dribbles. It's going up. It doesn't matter if it's the best shot in the world or the worst shot in the world. 3 dribbles, it's gonna go to 7 dribbles, and he's shooting it. So
Oh,
the whole world knows it's happening.
yeah.
So it's just a matter of when the heck he's actually gonna put it up. But Yeah, it is brutal, especially because I think they have like really good pieces in order to win championships. And I definitely don't think they're that far away. And I think they'll get there. It's just they're going through growing pains. Plus, they don't have like you said, they don't have the killer instinct. Like Tatum needs Mamba mentality in order to win a championship. Like go go pull freaking Robert Williams dreads if he's not doing something right. Like put
Yeah.
him in place. Do like they need that leadership. They need that control, and I think that's what they're lacking right now.
Big time, big time. That yeah, I just think that's the biggest thing, and I don't know where that comes from, and I don't think it can come from a Marcus Smart or an Al Horford. It has to come through like, a Tatum or a Brown, and neither of those guys. They don't really say. It doesn't look like they say much on the bench, so it
I
just
know,
drives me nuts. But
I know.
we'll see. It'll be an interesting offseason for sure. What happens? At least I don't think Joe's going to be too much of the fall guy now because he got him back into the series and helped out big time with that. But
Welcome to Vintage Cigar Lounge, the place where you escape to, not from. A place where your cigar options are limitless. A place where friends come together and bond over the finest cigars and drinks. A place where your selected few can retreat to and enjoy premium cigars, great conversation, and your liquor of choice within the privacy of our private rooms. Looking for a place to escape to? Our doors are always open.
Hey guys, Brendan from Vintage here. This week's Golf Cigar of the Week is Les Bijoux. Say that again, Les Bijoux by my father. It is a pretty full-bodied cigar, so it's a good one to kick off the day or end the day pretty nicely. Come on and get it. It's about $12.50 for the Toro. We'll see you next week.
let's talk about you brought up a little bit the Heat and the Nuggets. Let's talk about them. I mean, that's going to be ratings wise. I don't think that's going to be the best NBA Finals, but I think if you love basketball, I think you're going to enjoy like this finals anyways because Denver moves the ball very, very well. They play great basketball. They're such a deep team. And then Miami's just, they have a certain will about them that just don't give up. But they're also deep too. They have a really good team, a lot of shooters. And I think Hero might be ready for the finals as well too.
Yeah, I was literally just gonna say that. I think he's going to be ready too. So that brings a whole new dynamic, right? Because
Right.
you have Hero on one side of the court and Duncan Robinson on the other side of the court. That's huge. And I mean, I think just a couple days off that Jimmy Butler gets to have, he'll be refreshed and just be locked in. I saw today, like Bam was trying to give him the Eastern Conference Finals trophy, and he like shunned him off and was like, "No, I'll hold the next one." Like that's the killer instinct you need. Like imagine the Celtics if they had him and Tatum. Oh
Jeez,
my
they're
God.
gonna be nuts. Yeah. It'd be
Yeah,
the best
exactly.
team.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a fun series to watch. I think the Nuggets are a great team. I love watching
Yeah.
Jokic. I think Jokic is so much fun to like watch to see a big man like run the point, but also pass the ball as well as he does shoot the
Yeah.
ball. Like he's just and he's just like a funny guy. I don't know, just an interesting character to watch play basketball. Like just like I don't know, guy went from his diet was stopped drinking Coca-Cola and he lost weight and he got into like basketball
Yeah.
shape. It just like it's crazy.
I know it is nuts. Plus, you have Jamal Murray playing out of this world, and um, Porter Jr. playing well. Like they just click on all different cylinders right now. So I definitely think they're the favorite. I think they're going to win, but I would be happy to see Miami like bring it to 6 or 7 games and really put up a fight. And I think bring out even more of that underdog mentality that they've had throughout the playoff run.
Yeah, big time. Well, it'll be an interesting finals. It starts tomorrow night. Um,
Yeah.
so it'll be a lot of fun to watch that. I'll try to watch a couple games at least. It sounds like very old man to show me, but at least the game on Sunday starts at 8 o'clock and not at 8:30, even though it's a half hour
Yeah.
difference. So get the late games kind of kill me, but it'd be nice to
Yeah, I'm an hour into REM at 9 o'clock, so I don't
yeah.
know what the
Yeah.
heck they're trying to do, but
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it'd be a lot of fun. So it should be good at NBA finals. And then that leads us in, well, besides basketball, we had the PGA Charles Schwab tournament happening. Grillo won in a playoff. I think he was 7 under to win it. Were you able to catch any of that tournament over the weekend?
I didn't watch much of it. I saw that there was a playoff. I saw that Scheffler was right there again. Um, but I mean, it's good for guys that are usually in the mix to finally come out with a win. They get a 2 year exemption. Like it's a life changer for sure. So um, I was glad that not Rom or Scheffler or one of those guys won again. Got to spread the love a little bit, keep these other guys making a living. But um, yeah, it wasn't something that I was really tuned into. We were out and about all weekend, so um, but this weekend might be a little different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a low key weekend, I think, coming up
Yeah,
for both of us. Um, yeah, it was good turn. I didn't catch much of it. I paid attention to some of the Michael Block story and what was going on
yeah.
with him, and I know he had some rough shots, but he just seems like a pretty humble guy that he just said he gets to go home and see his kids. I mean, he's done like every interview I think ever since after that whole the PGA championship. So I mean, good for him for taking advantage of everything and seeing him everywhere. But it seems like he's just a normal guy, and I don't know if he gets any more invites and everything like that to go on some more things. But I saw that as well too.
Yeah, I think he's playing. I don't. It's not this weekend. I think it's next weekend, the RBC Canadian Open.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah, but yeah, I mean, he's been. I mean, he finished dead last this week, and he could care less.
Yeah.
So it's just all bonus. And some of the older commercials that are coming out about, that he used to make like 10, 12 years ago are hilarious. So
Oh,
definitely got to
really?
check those out.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, I'm sure he's either way, he's just pumped up that he made a good chunk of change on the other day. I think every day going forward, like in the last tournament, I think every day going forward now is just is a privilege just to kind of play in the
Yeah,
tournament, and it's just extra bonus money if you could finish in within that the second weekend and stuff like that.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
That's awesome. Well, that covers the golf coverage. I know a little bit of a short episode, but we have some upcoming guests coming up. We'll be back in Vintage for our next couple interviews. Some big guests coming up, so some big stuff coming up on our end. We're very excited about it. There's also a guest I had to tell you about. I just didn't mention to us online. I'll have to mention it offline, but someone else that will be coming on as well too, that they're just going to get back to me soon with their schedule.
Oh
But
wow, I don't even know. Jeez,
yeah, so we
holding
got some
out.
yeah, we got some good ones coming up though. I'm excited for who we have, and one with a major media company, and another one who is who's a self-starter and is with a bunch of brands that you guys probably know about around the area, the New England area. So be a lot of
Yeah.
fun
Oh yeah.
sitting down with that one as well too. So both great interviews coming up soon, and yeah, we got another good one coming up too as well on top of that.
Yeah, I'm excited. The future is bright. We're just getting started, just cracking the ice, and it's gonna be good. We're gonna start rolling out some more stuff. The weather's finally cracking, so definitely stay tuned. Thank you guys for listening. Keep allowing us to expand our brand, and hopefully we can return the favor with the guests. And if anyone wants to come on, let us know, and we'll try and figure that out.
Yeah, thanks guys. All right, we'll catch you next week.